According to Rachel Roberts, as of Wednesday 30th January, she has been transferred from her role as a senior administrative officer in the Ministry of Education to the Corporate Affairs and Intellectual Property Rights Office.
I have been transferred to the Corporate Affairs Intellectual Property Office as of today, Wednesday the 31st of December. And whether or not my job description, my letter of appointment, in the public service would say that I'm liable to be transferred at any time within the public service, it still appears that because of my position, because of the fact that I hold an office in the trade union movement, that it appears to be some form of victimization.
She believes it is also related to the recent move of the permanent secretary in whose office she was placed.
The SAO at the Ministry of Education, with all the duties and responsibilities of an SAO. I served under PS Finley Jeffrey, and it appears to me that because I served under PS Jeffrey, who was recently moved, that I also has to be moved.
In a recent Beyond the Headlines program, Prime Minister Dr. Keith Mitchell, in addressing the proposed movement of 11 permanent secretaries, says any public officer can be moved at any time.
The government of the day has the responsibility to manage a public service. It moves, recommendations are made continuously to move PSAs and different public servants from one ministry to the next. Almost every permanent secretary or public servant in various sections of the public service have been moved at some time in the period of service. So a movement from one position to the other, as long as you are not demoted, it's a normal thing.
The PW head says the public service rule prevents her from taking any action.
Job description says, letter of appointment says, that you are liable to transfer at any time. It is always very challenging and difficult to be able to pinpoint the issue of interference when an officer is moved, victimization when an officer is moved. But we recognize it as professional hurt, because as an officer, it becomes very challenging, it becomes very frustrating. But for me, I stand firm, I stand steadfast, and would uphold the rules and regulations of the public service and the rules of my constitution.
Eugenia Peters, GBN News.